Now, was the track slowed down, or is just Michael and Hunter and Devin and them all that much faster? So how many laps are the heat races? It's going to be pretty interesting. We got some different names towards the front right now. Yeah, definitely a different group of guys here running the fast lap times compared to what we normally see. Um, Michael puts together some decent runs, but you don't see Wellman up there very much. Devin Smith does okay. So does Lingerfelt and Pileski, Dunford. Um, who the hell is Aiden? Like Lee's towards the back. Morrow's towards the back. He does okay. Forrest Hamilton kind of runs.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the East to West Apparel Company ARCA series. We're live from USA Speedway. We're getting down and dirty tonight. And joining me in the booth, we got Mr. Dustin Buck.
Yeah, I'm here to give this thing a try and see if I can contribute to all the good things you do up here, Mick.
Well, thank you very much. I think we're going to have a good time tonight. Been watching some of these lap times. We got some different names up front tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a little bit different skill set here, and the guys that run dirt, you're seeing their names towards the top of the board. It's neat to see some other guys up here in the top 10 for sure.
We did have to change the format a little bit for tonight. We were going to do heat races, but we decided to go ahead and run qualifying. That way we could maybe get the fast guys up front together and the slower guys in the back to maybe help it, so we didn't have quite so many cautions tonight. But we'll see how qualifying goes. We're going to jump on board with that 93 machine of James Polsky to see how he does around this one. I haven't seen him race dirt before, so this should be something new.
Well, he's pretty fast when we're in the pavement. It looks like he's taking a low line around here. I don't know if the fast lane's going to be top or bottom or if that's going to change during the race.
From what I was watching during practice, it looked like it did move up the track at the early stages. Down along the inside was fast, but you got to be careful sliding out and going up towards that wall on exit.
No surprise to see Michael Steele put a lap in at the top there. Looks like he's got a 24.355. Pileski, he's at 24.5. Several of them in the fives there.
Lingerfelt with a pretty quick time.
Oh, look at Allen popping in there at a 2:45.
Nice.
He does some dirt track racing. He's kind of a wheelman at this too. With as much as some of these other guys are doing dirt stuff, I'm kind of surprised to see him up there. He's gonna be fast. He's always fast on dirt though. So
Allen seems like he's pretty fast always, but I know he puts in a lot of laps.
he's got pretty good racecraft all around. It seems like dirt's probably his second best. But he's done some racing in real life too. He's got real life experience plus racing.
Jumping on board with the 99 of Mr. Lee Krause. I know Lee is not a fan of dirt.
Well, I hopped in and spotted him in the late models last night. He was running pretty decent in those. I think he was in a split of about 1800, and he was running top five. He had good
Nice.
race pace.
Maybe he's starting to change his tune.
You know, I've really noticed with Lee lately that he's really bouncing around all the different disciplines. He's got a lot better at running the road races in the last few months, and he's been running some dirt. He's got some good finishes and some wins.
Alan Wernicke did improve on his lap time, and now he's down to the 24.18.
Yeah, he's cooking pretty good there. He's got almost a 10th on Lingerfelt.
Lee's going to have his workout to help for him tonight. Looks like he's going to be starting right around that 20th position.
Really neat to see the big field that they got tonight. It's about 28 of them, it looks like, 30, right in there.
Yeah, it's a pretty big field. I'm kind of shocked we had this big of a field for a dirt race.
I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty eventful 65 laps with this field of guys.
I agree, and it might be a little bit of a long night because caution laps do not count on dirt.
I'm wondering how much tire wear ended up factoring into this. Maybe you get some guys towards the back, pitting late, trying to pick up some positions by having fresh tires on.
They do only get one set of tires for tonight.
As in only the set on the car, or they get one in the pit?
One in the pit. One tire change.
With 30 cars, unless there's a lot of fall off, I have a hard time thinking the top cars are going to make it down pit road. But you never know. It'll be interesting to see how the strategies play out and where the drop off's at.
I know on a dirt late model running this on this track, you can burn up a set of tires in 50 laps pretty easily. Alright, looks like qualifying has wrapped up. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Front row, Alan Wernicke and Kyle Lingerfeld. Row number 2, we got Michael Steele and Logan Tackett. Row number 3, Hunter Wellman and Joshua Reese. Hunter Wellman is the champion for our Dirt Mini Stock Series we just got done with. Sean Patrick and James Pileski in row number 4. Row number 5, we got Forrest Hamilton Jr. and Devin Smith. Surprised Devin is back that far. He was a lot quicker during practice. In row number 6, we got Aaron Murphy and Travis Lapenas. Row number 7, we got Tom Queering and Roy Hyde. Row number 8, Kyle Thayer and Ray Andrews. Row number 9, we got Brad Steffen and Farron Elam Jr. Row number 10, Aiden Giordano and Lee Krause. Row 11, Justin Walbring and Brandon Dunford. And then we have Jesse Adams and Dylan Dunford in row 12. Row 13, Matt Moreau, Josh Fox. And then we got Dean Qualley and Anthony Hamilton. Dean is actually race control, so he won't be there. And then we got Daniel Park and Derek Regal. And that is our field for tonight. Yeah, so 29 cars set to take the green flag here tonight.
It'll be interesting to see where Josh Fox makes his way to. I don't know what his racecraft like is on dirt, but he tends to run towards the front of the pack everywhere else we go. Be interesting to see how he makes his way through the field and where he ends up by the end of the night.
Yeah, and Josh is one of those guys that he's almost always like a big picture racer, so he tends to work his way up through the field unless he gets caught up in somebody else's calamity.
Yeah, he's got a knack of being around at the end. It's going to be interesting to see where Stefan ends up at in that 89 car tonight. He's always got speed, and he finds his way to the front often as well. It'll be interesting to see if he can improve on that 17th starting spot.
I'm real excited to see Michael Steele up front. Not a name we've had the chance to talk about this season. He's been caught up in almost every wreck we've had, but hopefully he can make a turnaround tonight.
Gotta be interesting to see who's patient and who's throwing it in there. It's really easy to slide these cars into your opponents when you're throwing the car around. Just gonna be a lot going on with 30 cars out there.
Yes, it is. There's going to be action all over this track.
I think Alan's going to have a big picture here tonight. He's going to try to hold that lead, but his big thing is going to be to make sure he leads the first lap, get that lap lead point. That lap lead point's big for a lot of the drivers, just to help. It makes a huge difference at the end of the year if you can lead 5 or 6 of these things.
Yes, definitely, and we've seen championships come down to less points than that. All right, it looks like the lights are off on the pace car. We should be going green, coming out of turn number 4. All starts and restarts here are on green flag. I'm talking with Dean. If there are some consecutive cautions, we might go to single file restarts for a short period of time.
Allen got himself out to a good start there, and it looks like the 5 car is putting some pressure on for second already.
Yeah, they're drag racing side by side with Lingerfeld down the back straightaway.
That early lead's got to be feeling good for Allen, and Michael Steele's made his way into second. It'll be interesting to see if he starts moving forward here. He's definitely making up some ground already.
Yes, and I can honestly say I am very happy those guys made it through turn number 1 clean.
Yeah, but these guys always tend to put on some good runs, long green flag runs, but there's definitely going to be some action here at some point with yellows, with as many cars that are out here. Allen's laying down some good lap times. He was 24.2 the last lap. Steele was 24.4. Tackett was 24.5 that last lap.
Yeah, these guys are staying pretty tight up front.
This field's already getting stretched out. It's 11 seconds back to last place right now. Lap traffic's going to be playing a big part of this here before too long.
Oh yeah, bringing up the map. Yeah, there's a half a lap between the front of the field and the back of the field already.
That bottom line definitely seems to be the place to be right now. Everybody seems to be wrapping on the bottom that's going fast.
Oh,
And they got a three car breakaway here.
we do have one car that crashed, the 86 of Eric Ragel, but it looks like he jumped to the pits right away, so no caution.
That's going to be a lonely place this early in the race. Hopefully things work out for him and can find his way back to the lead lap with some lucky dogs.
Take a quick peek and see what happened here.
This lead group here is really starting to stretch things out. They got a second over fourth place. It's 2.3 from Lee back to fourth.
Wow.
Or, excuse me, from Allen. Speaking of Lee, he's riding there in 17th. Stefane's made his way up a little bit too. He's moved forward a few spots up to 13th already. So Michael Steele has actually been a couple hundredths quicker last few laps than Allen. This overlay I run gives us the last 5-10 lap averages, and Steele's right there with Allen on lap time. So is Tackett. Those guys are in the top 3 are all running in the same 10th, real even cars. Little pressure here for second place. Tackett's starting to put it on Steele. Here comes that pesky lap traffic. That's going to make a big change here for the leaders not being able to run in this open air. They're going to have to figure out a way to make it through these guys as efficiently as possible without letting the guy behind them pass them.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on with my stream, but I am getting awful glitchy here.
Well, they're making quick work of the 55 car, and they're making it by the 38 here, all pretty clean. Minimal problems so far. Steele's really looking to make a go of it here on the outside. He's got a good run down the backstretch here. I think with the way things are going here, it's just a matter of time before Steele makes this pass and takes the lead. He's got a good run here on the inside. Might be able to complete it. Steele is out in front here, followed by Alan Wernicke. And we got Tackett, Lingerfelt, Wellman, Patrick, Pileski, Reese, Farnelam Jr., and Lepanis rounding out your top 10. Stefan still riding back there in 13th. We've got Devin Smith, Andrews in that 13 car in 15th place. Thayer is in 16th. Kraus has only made his way up to 17th. And we got Queering, Park, and Giardino, Dunford. Owen's starting to drop back here a little bit. He's losing touch with the leader, and he's got pressure here from third place, looking to bypass him here. The track's definitely starting to change. These guys are starting to move to the high side to find some bite as that bottom lanes really start to slick off.
I can tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the way these guys are handling it tonight with no caution so far.
Yeah, I think as this track slicks off, it's going to be harder to control these cars on entry and keep them where they want them to be, and we'll start seeing some more contact here. We are getting pretty spread out, though. There's a lot of gap between a lot of these cars.
Have they caught any lap traffic yet?
Oh yeah, they've lapped up to 25th is who they're working on now. So we got the 11 car, Fox here. He's the last car in the lead lap in 25th place. 23 just went a lap down. Definitely a little bit different here. Seeing some of these names further to the back, they're already in jeopardy of going a lap down. The Dumfords tend to run more towards the front on the paved stuff, and there's our first yellow. It couldn't have happened at a better time for that 11 car.
Yeah, he was just about to go a lap down. That saved him. Michael Steele is setting down some nice laps.
Yeah, things starting to slow down a little bit. They're into the 25.3s. The leaders are running.
Yeah, the slick of that track gets the slower the times you're gonna get, and these guys are gonna start really hunting around trying to find any kind of moisture they can in that track.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game now to find where the best place is to be on the track to get some drive off the corner for sure. Be interesting. I'm going to say it's going to be interesting to see here if we get any takers for pit road.
Really, I don't feel like we would, but you never know. A third of the way through.
With these long green flag runs, though, I don't know. We might see some takers and then just stay out and see where the race goes. If I had 2 sets of tires on pit road, I'd be coming down right now for sure. It's just going to be interesting to see how these guys utilize that extra set of tires in the pits.
Well, it doesn't look like anybody opted to pit. They do have enough fuel. We're running 100% fuel load, so they have enough fuel to make it the whole way. But it's whether or not they burn off that right rear.
Tires is always the name of the game. We'll just have to see who's doing the best on them and who's got tire left at the end to put together a good run for the finish.
Lights are up on the pace car. Michael Steele's going to lead us to green as we come out of turn number 4.
There goes the lucky dog. Is a good timed yellow for him as well. Maybe he can move forward here and pick up a spot or two before the end of the race. Definitely fun seeing some of these names towards the front, especially Michael Steele. We'll see if he can put together a good solid run here and win one of these.
Lingerfeld looking to make it 3 wide as we enter into turn number 1.
Oh, we got a spinner. That's the car. Spun from third place there. It's going all the way to the back. It's going to be a lot of cars to pass for him.
Cautions breed cautions, unfortunately. With dirt track racing, they go back to the last completed lap, so Michael, or not Michael, but the 65 of Lingerfeld will probably go all the way back up to like 3rd place.
I didn't realize that the 6 ended up with as much damage as he got. He's got a meatball, so that's going to pretty much end his night there.
Tackett. He's had a fast car so far tonight.
Yeah, and that start there is just riding back from 16th, getting himself going. Here's a unfortunate victim of this front of the pack spin. That could have been a lot more detrimental to the field than what it ended up being. For him going around in front of the whole field for really one more car to end up in that was quite an accomplishment.
All right, lights are off. We're getting re-racked and restacked. We're going to go green one more time coming out of turn number 4. Steele and Wernicke. Wernicke now on that high side. Might be a good place to be with the way that the track is wearing in.
Yeah, we'll see how they do going out into 1 and 2 here. That outside lane didn't get the best jump last time, and maybe they just spun the tires up there. Looks like Steele is able to make quick work of taking a solid lead there. Lingerfeld's trying to get by the 72.
He's now going to look like he might be falling back into the clutches of that 64 of Wellman.
It's good to see Wellman up here. That's a name we don't see a lot of for sure either. It's like I said, I mean, I'm repeating myself, but it's fun to see these dirt track guys take it to the pavement, guys.
That it doesn't. Hunter Wellman in that 64 car is only like 15 or 16 years old too.
Little wheel man.
Yep, he's got some pretty good racecraft, and he races everybody clean. I raced with him in the mini stock series, and he was a good competitor.
Well, he's got some good race pace going right now. He's looking really good, that's for sure.
Jumping back a little further in the field, catching up with that 99 car, Lee Krause. He is up 8 positions from where he started.
Yeah, I was just starting to check in with some of these guys. Kraus is up from 20th. Daniel Park's been on the move. We should be watching him here in a little bit. He's all the way up from 29th to that 13th place, just moving into 12th.
It looks like she's starting to get pretty dusty out there.
Deal was really kicking down now. He's running almost 2/10 faster in second place, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up compared to everybody else as this thing goes green. He's really starting to stretch things out.
Michael needed a really good run. Last week he was running first in the mini stock race on Thursday, got taken out by a lap car. Tuesday, or the UMP race Thursday night, he was running second, about to pass the leader. The leader got into the wall. He got caught up in that, wrecked his car both nights. Just a guy who should have won one race for sure and maybe won the second race, ended up finishing almost last in both races.
Looks like we got ourselves another yellow here. What you got what happened here?
My ticker says something about Lee Krause. We're gonna take a quick look at Lee. Lee did get into the inside wall. Oh, and then he gets door slammed by the 13. Gets hard into the inside wall. Looks like it knocked off his front bumper. Yeah, a lot of damage to that front end of that 99 machine.
You know, with Lee, sometimes if it weren't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all.
That is true.
As we come up on the halfway point here, maybe we'll get some pit road takers. Let's see what happens here. If I was one of these guys running mid-pack, I'd be thinking about pitting now and then hoping I could leapfrog some people a little bit later when they pit for tires and maybe try to improve my spot, get some track position a little bit later when people pit and hope we can hang on.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know, we'll just have to see how things go. If these yellows keep coming out, that might not be a good move, but you never know how these races are going to go. Picking when you come down pit road and use that set of tires, it might sting you, and that might be the best thing that you can do in a race is to get out of sequence.
Yeah, if you're running mid to farther back in the field, it's definitely a gamble I'd be willing to take, but running up front, I wouldn't want to give up that track position.
No, it's looking like track position's going to be pretty important tonight. These guys out front, if they pit at all, I'll be surprised. We'll just have to see. We get 20 laps down here on a good green flag run, and I think we're going to see some people pitting for sure. Just whether they come from the front or not will be one thing, but the guys mid-pack on back could maybe benefit from coming down pit road and getting tires.
I know one guy that definitely didn't want to see that caution. That was Michael Steele with the lead that he had. I know he didn't want to see that caution come out.
Yeah, I give him just a lap or two here, and he's going to bust free again and have smooth sailing. Looks between Aaron and Snows, he'll stretch this back out. He's just running too good a lap times to not. He's just got to keep himself out of trouble on the starts and keep himself in front.
Yep, get clear of that 72 as quick as he can, and that way he's able to run the line he wants to run.
Going to be interesting to see how the 64, his race shapes out here. He's put a lot of pressure on the 72 right now.
Green flag in the air. The outside group got a good jump that time. Ricky gets a power move coming out of turn number 2.
That bottom lane's just got a lot of bite right now. Allen got that run coming off the corner, but the bottom seems to be the place to be. And then Steele goes, oh, he gets in the wall, letting the 72 get by. He might even lose second place.
With Michael a long time, and I know his preferred line is down on that bottom. He made that top group work there, though. Holy.
Yeah, he's just so fast that getting to the wall didn't really slow him down at all. Lingerfeld making his way into second place.
Comes Wellman trying to get by on the bottom. Oh, caution flag is out. Justin Walbring brings out the caution there. He's jumped to the pits already.
It's like the 94 just got his wheels spinning and shot down the track into the 27.
Yeah, if you give it too much gas, you got to be very careful with the throttle on these things on this track, and you give it a little too much gas, that's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I just always have my hands full trying to run these on dirt. I just don't have really good racecraft on dirt, and what we just saw there had probably been what ended up happening to me during this race. I just kind of felt that my dirt track skills aren't crisp enough to not cause some sort of accident. As a part-time guy, just didn't want to enter the race and wreck a full-time guy trying to do the best I can.
Yep, definitely understand that. Gonna have a little bit of a different lineup up front now. We're gonna have the 5 of Steele and Lingerfeld on the high side, and then that's gonna move Wernicke to the inside of row number 2. He might like that a little better.
Speaking of changing some stuff up here, as far as running order go, Dunford's Brandon 12 spots right now. He's made his way into the top 10.
He's another one of those guys that is so consistent. He is almost always there at some point in the race, challenging for the lead.
If you look, though, most of our top 10 running order right now is all guys that started in the top 10. They've moved positions around, but most of our top 10 starters are still in the top 10 or near it.
That is a solid point. I think Dunford is really the only one that was outside of the top 10.
Well, Joshua Reese put down 6th best lap in qualifying. He's dropped all the way back to 18th. He's down quite a bit.
Lingerfeld on that high side trying to get the charge moving.
65
good
got a
run.
good run.
He's able to pass Steele on that high side.
Yeah, he locked himself safely into the lead. We'll see how long it takes Steele to come back here, though. If I'm gonna pick somebody to win right now, it's gonna be that 5 car.
Yeah, that 5 car has definitely got the speed and the know-how on dirt.
You know, he got into that wall that one time, but other than that, he's looked pretty smooth out there. 64 is running a really good race right now, too. He's got some good pace. Allen didn't get the best start. He's dropping back a little bit there.
Caution is out once again.
They got themselves a pretty big mess, it looks like. Not sure what happened here. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure this out while you're looking. I see Roy Hyde turned around here. Hyde got into the corner there, and the 7 got in the back of him, turning around. It gobbled up a few cars here. They just couldn't quite get through it, and quite a few cars gobbled up in that. At least 6, 8 of them, it looks like.
I am definitely having some internet issues tonight. We got some choppiness going on. Got a latency warning. I've never gotten one of those before.
You don't have that Xfinity high-speed stuff, do you? That the Xfinity racers are always talking about?
No, I got Midco being up here up in the Northwoods.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're up in God's country. You probably just graduated from dial-up here not too long ago.
Not too long ago, no. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take over for a minute. I'm gonna have to restart iRacing one more time.
Yeah, you probably can't see it on the stream, but Dan Park just kind of got into the corner a little bit hot there, turned Hyde around, and then we collected up a lot of cars. Joshua Reese, we got the 21, or excuse me, the 12 car again. He's having a rough night. '88 got a piece of that. 11 car. Lee Krause dumped in there again. 94, 38. Just doesn't look like a ton of heavy damage, but everybody's picking up some damage for sure. We're back to green flag racing here. Steele's marching out to a little bit of a lead here. Lingerfelt right behind him in a Star Tracks.
Oh, I suppose they went back to the last completed lap, so Steele got his lead back.
Yeah, you know, I was back looking at the accident. I didn't see quite how they lined up, but got a little bit of a battle going here. We'll see what Steele ends up doing, but Lingerfelt's right there in the Star Tracks right now, putting some pressure on him.
Kyle's had some pretty good runs this season. Hasn't had quite the finishes, but he's been up there challenging, but can't quite close the deal.
Wernicke's riding in 5th, 6th place here, trying to move back towards the front. Sean Patrick is running 4th, getting some pressure here from Allen. There's a new name coming up towards the front. Pileski's riding back in 6th. He's just kind of hanging around that 5th place mark all night.
Yeah, Sean is actually our series sponsor from the East and West Coast Apparel Company.
He's got a good run going. He might bring home one of those counting stats. Top five. His front end's got a little bit of damage, but I think we're getting to the point now where a lot of these guys got some sort of crinkle on their car somewhere.
Looks like the caution is out again.
That it is. I'm not sure who was involved here. Do you got the stream back up? Are you able to back things up and give the viewers a little bit of a look, or are you still logging in?
I got back up, but I wasn't able to see who caused what.
Well, looks like the 11 car didn't get out of the corner the best. He was trying to gather it up, and the 7 car just got into him, collected up the 88 and 86. We're really starting to make a mess back in the field.
The car or two sideways, and it pretty much blocks that whole track up.
Yeah, this place is pretty narrow, and when you got a car in front of you fishtailing, it's just when you're hammered down out of the corner, you don't have anywhere to go. And when they're fishtailing like that, you don't know if they're gonna lose it, and if they do, which way they're gonna end up going. A lot of tore up cars, so we're really starting to beat on these. The body guys are gonna have their work cut out for them this week.
Yeah, it looks like we have 5 or 6 cars already out of this one.
Looks like what? We still got 25 laps to go here. I got my eye on that 64 though. He's putting together a good race here. It'll be interesting to see where his night ends for him here. Definitely got top 5 running going for sure. Maybe top 3. Interesting though. Every time we do a restart here, it's the same 5 or 6 people in the top 5, but they're restarting in all different spots. They're really trading spots out there.
Ringerfeld's going to get a good run down that back straightaway.
Allen's got a good run here. He might make it up to second here before the slap's over.
Middle part of that track is slick right now.
Field's giving her everything she's got underneath him there, though. If any of these guys are going to make the bottom mark, it's going to be him. It's just these entries are really slick. It looks like the best dirt's kind of up high right now.
It's still got some moisture built into it. Ooh, Steele pushes hard, almost gets into the side of the 72.
John Patrick's made his way cleanly into 4th. You know, yeah, he got a little loose out of the corner there, but he's really making that bottom work right now.
Hunter Wellman looking to make a move on the high side to get around Steele. Steele's going to have the momentum coming out of the corner, though.
Wellman's pretty fun to watch here. He's kind of sneaky fast. It'd be interesting to see what he ends up doing here with these 2 guys side by side. Maybe he sneaks by them both.
Steele's really throwing it down in there.
Yeah, he's just stuck on the bottom. If he could get off the bottom, I think he'd be able to move forward and give Lingerfeld a little bit of run here, but he can't get by Allen.
We had a little bounce going through the corner that time. Caution is out. the 12 car gets into the back of Lee Krause. And they're going to collect the 11 of Josh Fox.
You know, I know how Lee gets on the radio. He's not enjoying this at all. I'm sure that Discord channel is pretty colorful right now.
Definitely sure he has some things he's saying.
Oh, I just heard race control call out. We're going to be going single file starts here. Hopefully that settles things down a little bit and we can get some good green flag runs going here.
Yeah, with the caution laps not counting, we've been stuck on lap 44 or 45 now for a little bit. Looks like Michael Steele is getting to restart in second.
Yeah, I don't think this is the airtime Lee was hoping to get for the full moon bowling alleys.
Love that sponsor.
We should almost just bring him in, regardless of his finish, just to get the full moon plug. We get another yellow here. Maybe we can pull Lingerfeld in and see what he's thinking right now.
I'm not sure the drivers got the notice about the single file restart. It looks like they're still trying to double up.
You know, looking at the race chat stuff here, it doesn't look like it was toggled to single file yet.
Okay.
Pace car's coming down. We're gonna have a double file start here. We'll see what Lingerfeld does.
Yeah, Steele on that high side, he might be able to get back around him.
64 gave the 5 a little bit of bump there. Got to move him in the right direction.
We got them all crashing up. Steele hard into the outside
Steele.
wire. Oh, if it wasn't for bad luck, Michael would have no luck at all.
Yeah, he had a really good run going. He definitely was going to give him a run for the win for sure. That's just unfortunate. It sucks when you see a guy that's put together as good of a race as he has get taken out this late.
I almost wonder if that little push from the 64 didn't get him a little sideways as they were entering the corner. Looked like his back tires were spinning a little bit more than they should have been.
Yeah, he got it sideways. He definitely spun the tires on the start there, but I don't know. I think he would have been all right if the 65 hadn't slid up into him. Be interesting to see where the field restacks out here and how they line things back up for the start. I still haven't seen a toggle for single file restart, so we'll figure this out here.
It looks like Lingerfeld's going to hold on to the lead. Warnicke's going to start in second. We are doubling back up. The lights are off.
We'll see what Wellman does here. He's with his age, 15, 16 years old. I'm kind of rooting for him to put a hurting on the old guys here.
That's always fun.
You know who sneakily made his way up? Look at Pileski there in the 93. He's just kind of quietly moved into the top 5.
Yes, he has. Oh, a driver I didn't quite expect to see in the top 10 tonight is that 46 car, Tom Queering. He wasn't sure he was going to make the show. He was having some internet issues and lost power right before the race.
There's a guy that it's good to see having a solid, strong night. He doesn't always make his way towards the front, and for him to have a top 10 gun, that's really good for him. It's nice to see some of these guys that don't run near the front being really relevant tonight. Quite frankly, with the way this racing's going, I mean, if you're in the top 10 right now, you probably feel like you got a legitimate shot at coming home. And
spoke too soon. I do believe I gave him the broadcaster curse because it looked like he was involved in that last accident that just brought out the caution.
Well, if we're cursing people, I think Alan wants me to start talking about a few people then. But I just talked about Alan, so hopefully I didn't curse him.
Yeah, as they were going into the corner, it looked like the 7 gets into the left rear quarter panel of the 46.
Should we try pulling the 65 in quick while the pace lights are still on?
You betcha. Let me give him a shot. Oh, I don't see him in Discord right now.
Oh, that would have been a good interview. The safest place right now. I don't even know if it's in the lead.
I agree.
Oh, Discord's rather pedestrian tonight. There's not a lot of guys in here.
No, it is not.
I see Pileski in there. Maybe we can grab him if we get another yellow.
I
See what
do
his
see
plan of attack is.
I do see it looks like they finally keyed up the single file restarts.
Yeah, hopefully that calms things out a little bit. It'd be nice to get a good green flag run to the finish here and let these guys kind of battle it out.
With the single file restarts at 72s, you got to make sure he's not caught sleeping. Pace car's off. They're getting nose to tail real close.
Oh, Alan, a little bit of tire spin there. He had it back out on entry. He almost got in the back of the 65 there. It's gonna let the 64 get inside of him. He didn't have the best start there.
No, he did not. He got down a little too low, I think.
64 couldn't quite complete the pass.
Caution is out once again.
Let's grab Pileski here quick and see what his plan of attack is. So let's see what he's thinking about what's going on right now.
James, this is Mick and Dustin up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Looks like you've been working your way through this field.
Yeah, we were until Aaron Murphy just decided to destroy me. So now we're out.
Oh, is that what happened?
Did you get in that?
Yeah, he just fucking sent me. Sorry. Like, it's just stupid. Like, it's just dumb. I'm super irritated. I'm going to say this. ARCA doesn't change their rules when they go to a dirt track, so we shouldn't change our rules. It's just all stupid. I don't know. It is what it is, dude. I'm glad this is over. If we ever come back to dirt, I hope we do it better.
We were having a pretty good show until we reached about the midway. We've been stuck on mid 40s for lap count now for a little bit. A lot of cautions back to back.
No, the race was going great. The race was going great, but like not counting caution laps, we should be counting caution laps. I got screwed like 8 times. I was ahead of a car for damn near a lap, and then somebody wrecks, and I have to give the spot back. And it's just like that happened, I don't know, a bunch of times. I don't know. I'm super frustrated right now. It is what it is, though. I mean, dirt is not my thing, and I felt like I was, you know, holding my own, and then I wasn't.
I think you're not alone in the frustration. There's a lot of tore up cars right now. A lot of tempers going. I'm sure
Like, I'm not mad at Aaron. It's whatever, right? It's just I'm just mad at the moment. It's not Aaron, right? Like, it sucks that he did that for sure, right? But it's not. It's just all of it. Like, just oh yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do?
We'll be back to pavement next week. We'll have the rules where you want them to be, and you'll be strong next week. You'll start top 3 and throw together a good one. Just yeah, this race has been interesting. It's definitely a survival deal. You'll be right back up front next week for sure.
You know what's frustrating? I had 0 incidents up until that point, like nothing, and then that was only a 2x, and my car was destroyed.
Yeah, you were putting together a good race. We were taking notice. You were just old and strong. You weren't marching towards the front, but you were definitely picking up some spots and had top 5 days for sure.
Yeah, I was just trying to be patient, and I'm like, you know, if I could finish in the top 10, I was happy, right? Like, and we ended up being close to the top 5. I'm like, all right, cool, we're good. I'm just gonna ride here, you know, just be patient. Like, if I can get a spot, I'll get it. But yeah, it just didn't work. So, what are you gonna do?
All right. Well, thanks for taking a second out and talking to us, James, and we'll hopefully look back to seeing you up front next week.
Absolutely, looking forward to Darlington. Can't think I've ever said that in my life, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You have a good night, James.
We'll see how things go. I might dust off the helmet and come out next week too.
Oh, you better. I got something for you. Let's go.
We'll see. I'm just so busy with moving and stuff. I had a lot of fun Darlington last time around, so I don't know. It'd be hard to sit out next week, but we'll just see what my schedule does for me.
Well, hopefully these guys can put together some green flag runs. We're stuck at lap 50 at the moment.
You know who we should probably talk about a little bit here is Stefane's kind of safely made his way into the top 10 now. He's sitting in 9th place. He's really improved on that 17th place starting spot. And our biggest mover's got to be Dunford from 22nd to 5th. That's he's obviously been dodging a lot of accidents to find himself up to the top 5, but he's really starting to turn something into this night with that 22nd starting spot. That's not a good place to start for sure.
No, but he definitely made the best of a bad situation.
We've got quite a few movers back there. Andrews has gone 16th to 10th, Stefane 17th to 9th. Aiden in the 21's gone from 19th to 8th. Devin Smith, he's moved up 3 spots from 10th into 7th. Lapanis 12th to 6th. And then, like I was saying, you know, Dunford in the 19's gone all the way from 22nd to 5th. Michael Steele's made his way back to 16th from having that meatball. But you can definitely tell we've had some wrecks. Tackett's gone from 4th to 29th. He's 27 laps down. Joshua Reese started 6th. He's back in 25th, 2 laps down. Unfortunately, we just had to hear Pileski's frustrations. He's gone from 8th to 23rd. Forrest Hamilton, 9th to 21st. Some big changes in the standings from where these guys started.
Oh, for sure, and it looks like we are getting ready to go green. We're staying single file for this one, too.
Lingerfeld
by the
really
65.
got a good start. Yeah, 72 kind of spun his tires a little bit there.
That 26 is trying to make a move on the bottom. Not quite going to have the momentum as they come out of the corner.
It's so hard to get anything going down low right now. That high line's just strong. Everybody's able to get really good runs out of the corner up there.
Wernicke almost kind of running that slider line through 1 and 2. Went in low, let it slide through the slick up to the tacky part, and then back on the gas.
We'll see what Wernicke does here. He stayed up high. I'm thinking he's going to get some good speed going down the straightaway here. You know, 25 laps ago, I think we, with the way the running order was then, we'd have been surprised to see Lingerfeld pulling out full second lead like this.
Oh, for sure. Wellman all over the back bumper. Oh, the 26 got into the wall a little bit in the corner there.
These guys are really searching to find bite right now. They'll be high one lap, low the next, start high, exit low. Just a lot of different lines here and a lot of searching, it looks like.
Ooh, Wellman got into the back of the 26 that time. Almost caused the 26 to come around, but he was able to regain control and keep it going in the right direction.
Looks like we got a battle for 5th place right now. Dunford and Lepanis are working on each other.
Bumper got up into the wall a little bit. Looks like he might be stuck there a little bit.
I'm not
Yellow
sure
flag.
who had what spot where Lepanis is going to end up lining up, if Dunford's going to be in front of him or behind him, but they had a good battle going.
Looks like that one did involve Mr. Bradley Steffen. Oh, yep, Bradley and the 88 kind of met in the middle of the track. Ended up collecting each other, and then they both got into the inside wall.
Yeah, it looks like Stephane's pretty tore up now. It ripped the whole front clip off that thing.
Michael Steele has worked his way up to 8th.
You know, considering the amount of damage that he had, that's a heck of a rebound. I know he's going to be disappointed if he finishes 8th, but to get a meatball and be running 8th in a field this size, I mean, that's got to be feeling like a win if he can get a top 10 tonight.
Yes, sir. Looks like we're going to be 11 laps to go and we get the green flag back. I know these guys up front are running every line they can possibly find, trying to find any little bit of grip that the guy in front of them doesn't have.
Yeah, just when you think one of them's going to start running the same line lap after lap, they start bouncing around the track trying to find bite. Lingerfeld has got a little bit more tire left, did some saving, or he's just doing a little bit better job of finding some bite right now.
Alright, lights are off on that pace truck. We should be going green coming out of turn number 4.
See if Alan can get a little bit better start here. He spun his tires a few times tonight. If he can get a good start, he might be able to jump the 65.
Looked like he got a pretty decent start there. Look at 26 dive bombs are going into the corner.
We couldn't even make it through the first corner of this.
Nope.
Yellow's out again. I don't know. Lingerfeld keeps getting some pretty good starts. It's gonna be hard to get by him if he's getting 2-3 car lengths on the start and can maintain the pace he did that last run.
Forrest Hamilton got into the corner hot, ended up sliding it around, and that's what brought out the caution.
Top 10's getting shook up a little bit here. Towards the back, it's kind of been pretty steady in the top 5 here with Lingerfeld, Wernicke, Patrick Wellman, and Dunford these last few laps. And then you got Lapanis hanging there in 6. You got Aiden in the 21. Michael Steele still rocking 8th place. Ray Andrews, Devin Smith. Lee Krause has made his way back to 11th. Be interesting to see if he can move forward. Roy Hyde, Roy Hyde got turned around earlier. It looked like his car was pretty beat up. He's back to 12th.
Alright, lights are up on the pace car. There's going to be 10 laps to go, and we go green flag for Lingerfeld and Wernicke.
See if Lingerfeld can get another good start here. He's been just flat out beating these guys. It's easy to do when you're leading, but these guys need to time their starts a little bit better, put a little bit of pressure on them.
Yep. Got a good start that time, right to the rear quarter panel of Lingerfeld.
He just couldn't quite make it stick. That high line just doesn't want to give grip coming out of the corner.
Nope, I was just noticing that.
The dirt looks really good up there. It's deceiving, but you can't get any momentum going down the straightaways. Yeah,
Alan's gonna get a miracle of that 26 car pretty quick here too. And Wellman's right there.
Yeah, Lingerfeld's just checking out. It's leaving 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to duke it out here, it looks like. 64 just got up into the wall a little bit, but he righted the ship, and he's going pretty good.
Hunter Wellman looking to make a move underneath the 26 of Patrick.
Oh, we'll see what he can do going down in the corner. He might be able to complete this pass.
He had him by a bumper at the line. Let's see if he's able to maintain that. Here comes the 26 car back on that high side. 64 is going to shut the door.
He got up there. He finished it. See if maybe he can move forward here. He's running out of laps. But maybe he'll have something for Alan here before we get down to the checkers.
Michael Steele back up to 5th place.
What a rebound. I'd be tickled pink if I got collected up like that, and I was able to make it back to 5th. Wellman might have something here. He's getting a car or two a lap on Allen. Lee Kraus made his way up to 9th. That's it's going to be a good finish for him considering all the messes he's been in.
Last lap by both Wernicke and Wellman were faster than our leader.
I just don't think they have any time. They got to be 2-3 tenths a lap quicker if they're going to do anything with him. Maybe he makes a mistake, but he's been pretty smooth out front.
After the season he's had, he's got to be stoked about the way it's going right now.
Well, just a few turns left, and we'll be talking to him.
Wellman can get to the back bumper of that 72, but he doesn't have any kind of run to get underneath him or around him.
The way he made his way into 3rd there, I thought he was going to have something for Allen.
Michael Steele looking to make a move for 4th. He's underneath the 26 car as they go down the front straightaway.
He's down in the grass looking for bite. He's got it though.
Coming to the checkered flag.
He's got bite down there, man. He's low coming out of the corner, but it's working. There's bite there for him.
Lingerfeld holds on to it. Alan Wernicke's going to take 2nd. Wellman in 3rd. Michael Steele comes all the way back up to 4th. Sean Patrick in 5th. Travis Lapenas in 6th. Dunford in 7th. Ray Andrews in 8th. Giordano in 9th. And Lee Kraus holds on to a top 10.
Yeah, we had some of the usual suspects up there. Lingerfeld and Wernicke put together some good runs. It's nice to see Wellman and Steele, Patrick. There's some names in the top 10 we don't see a lot of.
All right, we'll let our top 3 get lined up for a picture, and then we'll get some interviews going real quick.
Lingerfeld's got to be pretty stoked. At lap 30, 25, it didn't look like he was going to have anything for the win, and he did a good job of managing tires. And when he got out front, I mean, he's just untouchable. Allen was just out in the top 2-3 spots all night. I think he dropped back to about 5th place was about it on one of those starts, and he put together a heck of a run. Started on the pole, led a lap, got a top 5. Be a good point today for him.
Yeah, real good run for that 72, and it's nice seeing Hunter Wellman, our mini stock dirt champion, up there, showing he's got some skill.
I do know that you probably would not have seen me in the top 5, so it was fun sitting up here in the booth with you. Hopefully you'll let me come back again.
Oh, definitely, for sure. That was fun.
So what are we grabbing here first? The 64 car?
Yep, we will grab the 3rd place car first. All right, Hunter Wellman in that number 64 machine, bringing him at home in 3rd. Welcome to the booth. We got me and Dustin Buck up here tonight.
Awesome. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Nice solid run for you tonight. How would that feel?
It felt pretty good. I've struggled this first part of the season. I got wrecked at Daytona and then had some poor pit strategy at Iowa. So being able to run up front in a fast car, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you looked really good. You just kind of hung strong there. Kept it in the top 5 most of the night. You were fun to watch. We thought once you cleared for 3rd place there, you were gonna have something for Allen. You're gonna put some pressure on him.
Yeah, thank you. I think I would have made it a little more interesting had I had more time. but I took a little too long trying to get low. I had some help with teammates telling me kind of where to go and how to fight. Had I gotten to that bottom line sooner, I think I could have made something happen, but I'm happy with third.
Yeah, it looks like you guys were all searching for bite that last 20 laps or so when the track really slipped off. It didn't really seem like there was a perfect line for you guys to be running to have speed.
Yeah, tonight was much more racy than I thought it was going to be. You could realistically go anywhere as long as you could keep the momentum up. For a while there, the outside was very dominant, but once that got rubbered up, the very bottom and the very top were wide open.
We saw that in the last couple laps. Michael Steele was all the way down to the grass making passes when he took over fourth place.
Yeah, Michael had an extremely fast car tonight. I wanted to apologize again. I got into him just a little bit. I didn't have enough time to check up, but he was able to fight his way to fourth. He would have had a really strong. He still had a strong finish, but there's no doubt in my mind he would have been in contention for the win had that incident not happened.
Yeah, I don't know if I throw as much blame on it as what you're doing. I mean, they made contact in front of you and it woke them up. There wasn't a whole lot you could do on that. And you obviously did the best you could, but when they make contact like that in front of you, it's hard not to run people over.
Yeah, it's hard. It's just a little frustrating trying to race him as clean as possible, and all of a sudden he's spinning off of my bumper. Not much I could have done, but I still don't really like the feeling of having that kind of be on me.
You can definitely respect that. I tell you though, it's nice seeing that 64, our defending dirt rookie champion, showing these boys what he can do.
Thank you. I had this race circled on my calendar for a while now. I knew this was going to be one of my best shots at a podium or a win this season. Me and the rest of the Misfit boys did a lot of practice earlier today, tried getting a head start on the track, and it worked out for us. 2 top 10s.
Yeah, Ray Andrews bringing that number 13 home in 8th place. He was up 8 positions from where he started.
Yeah, you definitely look like you'd been practicing. You were pretty smooth. You had a good handle on it, and you deserve that third place run. You had a good race going.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, thank you. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to start off with Justin Walbring and the rest of Misfits Motorsports. They recruited me with about a week before the season started, got me up to speed with the car, taught me a few things, and it's paying off really well for me and the rest of them. We didn't get the greatest start with all of us getting wrecked at Daytona, but with the solid finishes we've been getting, we should be further up in the standings soon. I want to thank my sponsors for karting and iRacing, RJB Automotive, KRS Clothing, Kona Range and Supply, Hairstyles with John, Steel City Synthetics, and Misfit Creations. Those guys have been on my cars all season long and the past season. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting, and I want to thank all the fans at home for watching.
All right, well, thank you very much, Hunter, and we look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of this season.
Yeah, hold on a second. You said your karting sponsors. What do you run for a cart?
I run with Woman Racing. We run flat carts in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch.
Yeah, we should hang around. We should chat in a little bit. My kid does karting. I got a karting business and stuff like that. So
All right.
it'd be nice to chat with you a little bit about kart racing.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, well, thank you very much, Hunter. We'll catch you again soon.
Yep. Thank you guys, and see you guys next week.
All right, the one that shocked us all, Mr. Alan Wernicke, bringing home that 72 in second place. Welcome to the booth. We got Dustin Buck here with us tonight as a special guest.
Thanks, guys. Nobody's more shocked than this guy.
You know, Alan, I didn't give you enough credit. I was in the broadcast. Basically said how surprised I was that you put on the poll, but we all know you got good racecraft. But it was neat to see you start out front and lead some and put together a heck of a race.
It was fantastic. A rare pull for me, and you weren't racing, so I had a shot. It was fun.
I wasn't going to win it here. We both know that.
Correct. 0 incidents is my my claim to fame tonight.
That's impressive.
That is, considering the mayhem that happened throughout that race. To have 0 incidents, that should be worth like 20 bonus points, right?
You did what? Fall back to maybe 5th or 6th at one point, but you worked your way back up to the front. Kept it clean, obviously. Didn't quite have anything for that 65 though.
No, Kyle was quick. Michael Steele was quick. I just kind of kept it clean and consistent, which obviously I learned something in the Dirt Street Stock Series. There was no self spin from the lead, so that was good.
Well, that's always good. Yeah, Michael Steele was coming back. He was all the way back up to 4th after the incident he had.
Yeah, we were we were keeping track of him in Discord. He was moving pretty quick.
Well, that 72 car looked pretty good finishing up front on a dirt track. I like to see that.
Yeah, me too.
You were definitely fun to watch tonight. You were either getting past or passing for 2nd or 3rd. There was a lot of shuffling around in the top 5. It was good racing for sure.
Yeah, it's fun when you can pass and not do it with contact, and then not push the envelope trying to get it back. And there was a lot of give and take up front. I know there at the end, I had to slow up quite a bit in 1 and 2, and I think Hunter was pretty forgiving there on the bottom and just tried to get to the checkered flag.
Yeah, it looked like those probably last 10 laps you were running a different lap or a different groove almost every lap trying to find some kind of speed.
I was trying to find something. I don't really know what I'm looking for, so I was just running by relative.
Well,
Listen-
it was a solid run. You definitely put on a show for us. You were right there the whole race, and we talked about you a lot.
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely good solid run for the 72. I don't think you've had the best of luck so far this season, but you put on a schooling here tonight, finishing 2nd with that 72 and a 0x. That's impressive.
Yeah, 2nd, 0x. We didn't load up the car and make the trip to Iowa last week. Took last place points, and I was ironically out of town in Iowa, so wasn't able to make the race. But
Well, congratulations on finishing 2nd. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
shout out to everybody in the league. This was a lot less of a circus than I had anticipated. I'm sure it was more of a circus in the back, but it was a lot of fun. You and Dean for dealing with us and broadcasting, and then just I mean everybody having respect and claiming cautions. It makes for a more enjoyable league than without it.
For sure, for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming out and racing with us tonight on the dirt track, and we look forward to seeing what you can do for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
It's your favorite Darlington next week. You gonna have something for it?
Lee said that I owe him about 500 laps of practice, so we'll see.
It's gonna be fun. I might make it out. We'll see.
Yeah, it's my nemesis. I'm good at neither corner, and they're both different. So
Yeah, I've never been good at that track.
yeah,
All right, well, we'll see you back next week, and hopefully we can see you up in the booth again.
sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, man of the hour, driver of that number 65 car, Kyle Lingerfeld, getting it done here on the dirt.
Thank you, thank you. That was a crazy race.
That was, you got out to a pretty good lead there for a little while.
Yeah, I wish we had more green flag runs so I could have had a bigger lead, honestly. But it was a lot of fun tonight. I'm proud of the guys. The first 25 laps when the track was still heavy went green. So shout out to the field for that. That was great. And then once it started to slick up, you start to see some more issues. But that's when my time to shine was once I got slick. I felt really strong, and was able to get to the front and hold the field off, which was a challenge.
Yeah,
So
you got-
what was going through your mind there that last handful of restarts from the lead? Every time you'd get out to a lead, the yell would come out and bring the field right back to you and get Allen right on your bumper.
Yeah, well, thankful once we hit 20 to go, we switched it to single file, so that kind of eliminated the outside. But by that time, I think the outside was already used up and blown off anyway. So the bottom was the place to be. Those last 20 laps, I just knew I needed to hit my marks and not over accelerate through the center, so I can get drive off the corner and not spin.
Well, you looked really good out front, and as soon as the green dropped, I mean, you just started pulling on them every lap. You had them covered.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, honestly. I didn't look at my relative at all. I just stayed looking at my next marks and focusing on keeping the car straight, and it paid off tonight. So that's awesome. I gotta thank all my getting the dirt off from Thursday night in the mini stocks, the Chili Bowl last week. That was fun. Glad to top it off here with a win, though. That's great for DHR and our team, and we put ourselves on the board now.
So you gonna make it 2 in a row next week?
I'd love to. I'm really good there as well. I'd like to. I finished second in this league numerous times there, or third. So one of these times, we gotta win there. So hopefully next week's it, and I can start climbing my way back up to the points. A 12th and a 23rd or something like that. I've had, or 12th and a 28th so far I've had this year. So like, it's been rough.
Well, the good news is there's plenty of races left to chip away, get yourself back up front. You win races like this, you get 5, 6 extra points over everybody. It'll be a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure. Just got to keep the momentum rolling, and exactly. Hopefully, we can do it again next week. But I got to thank John Mustian Jr. at Voodoo Graphics for this great looking car that Devin, Forrest, and I ran. Shout out to Devin and Forrest for putting up with me all week with the hundreds of laps that I made them run. And Peak Whitney, great sponsor, great drink. Go take a shot. That's what I'm about to go do. Celebrate. Hopefully everyone had a great Easter. Thank you, Dean, for putting on the league, and thank you guys for putting on the show up in the booth.
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, you definitely made it fun tonight. You had a little bit of contact with Michael Steele on that one restart, but other than that, you guys were up front and clean racing for 90% of that race.
Yeah, I felt terrible for that because him and I felt like had the two best cars, and we were just going to swap leads back and forth depending on who started on the outside on the restart until it blew off. And I guess from what I couldn't see, but from what he said, he got loose and came down some. And I know I came up a little bit and we just met in the middle. And then I was off the gas, turned hard left just to try and get us off so we can get back going, whether we lost the spot or not. And he just got ran over from behind. And so, but he rebounded for fourth, which is great for him. So it was shitty. I didn't like having that kind of contact, but I mean it's incidental. It's just that's dirt racing, race for the same real estate once it's slicked off. Luckily it didn't end his night.
No, yeah, and he battled back, came back to fourth place. Nice finish for him. But once again, congratulations. That 65 car was tough, and you were quick all night long.
Yeah, I was waiting for the slick to come in. That was my time. That was my shine. That's what I practiced on all week. So happy to get the win here. Feels great after a rough start to the season, and hopefully I get to talk to you guys more often.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations. We hope to see you on the podium next week at Darlington.
Yes, sir. Count me in.
Should be real interesting to see how the points play out. Stefan didn't have the greatest night. He was leading points. Pileski was second. He finished towards the back. Josh Fox, he was in third. I mean, a lot of these top runners, guys high in points, had fairly rough nights.
Yeah, it's going to be a big shakeup for sure. But we'll get back to the asphalt racing next week, and I'm sure we'll see those guys rebound pretty quick.
Be right back to the usual suspects. Hopefully, if I make it in, you see me in the top 5.
Oh, for sure. Well, congratulations, and thanks for joining me up in the booth tonight. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. This was fun. I never broadcasted before. Kind of always wanted to do it, but yeah, I mean, these points are gonna look a heck of a lot different. I'm watching the standings tick by, and you know, there's people back in the 20s that were up front, and people that were up front in points in the back. It's gonna be quite the shakeup. I think Dean's gonna be switching a lot of names around.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see tomorrow when he posts those. Well, thanks for joining me tonight, Dustin, and hope you had fun, and hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, you have a good night, man. That was a good race.
Thank you, you too. That's going to do it for us tonight here from All the Dirt and the Rusty Misfits Racing League and East to West Apparel Company ARCA Series. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sorry about a little bit of technical difficulties we had, and hopefully we'll get those ironed out. Have a wonderful night.